holiday coming up. Yeah.
So, 40 copies? You
Sure.
already have some?
Yeah, that'll be great. Thank you. They always do. They always do. How are you? How you doing, Chad? I never see you around the shop anymore.
I'm going here to look and see if I got any texts because people text me and expect to reach me. Daddy says, I hope your day goes well. It is? Well, I can't sit down until after I make my speech, but then I will sit down, okay? ask the rabbi, importantly. Boker Tov, everybody. I am so happy to see you all on this beautiful day, on this warm day, and I just really pleased to see everybody's happy faces, and I have a few words to share with you to kick us off. Sammy, I'm going to talk, and then I'm going to sit down with you, okay? So the first thing I want to say to everybody is congratulations, Mazal Tov, because you have so much to be proud of this year, each and every one of you. And I want to give you, I want to give you now grown-ups will know what this is, a 10,000-foot survey of what I see in the school, and I'll explain to the kids what that means in a minute, because I'm amazed by everybody's maturity, confidence, and abilities. I'm proud of our students, I'm proud of our teachers, I'm proud of my parents. Now I want you to imagine along with me, kids, I'm going to explain what it means, the 10,000-foot view. And if you use Google Maps satellite view, you have kind of an idea already, but if you don't, imagine landing at Portland Jetport on a day where there's no clouds to block your view. You look out the window, and as you come down, for a brief minute, you can see the whole city. You see the cars looking like toys. You see the city of Portland spread out in front of you. You might see the cathedral downtown. You might see the Children's Museum at Thompson's Point. Maybe you see your favorite beach or sports field. You can't see all those things at the same time when you're down on the ground. So here's what I see when I look around our school from a 10,000-foot point of view. Yes, I mean 10,000 feet up in the air, and like I'm seeing everything at the same time. I see parents who provide their children with opportunities, not with everything they want, but with everything they need. And all we ask in return from you, their children, is that you grow up and do the same either for your children, if you have any, or for your communities. I see parents who want our children to carry on their traditions and heritage, but at the same time will accept their children's life choices unconditionally because we've taught them our values and trust in their judgment. And we trust in their decision-making based on the values that we've taught them. I see teachers who take the initiative to make sure our programming runs smoothly, that nothing falls through the cracks, that the children get what they need to succeed, to create strong partnerships with the parents. And I see teachers who make it their life's work to strengthen our community through education. I see students who are happy and cheerfully participating in tefillot, our prayer service, who love to share their hopes and dreams as a community, using the same words as our ancestors and bringing new life to them. I see students who are excited to see their friends, to talk about being Jewish. Sometimes they just want to talk about being Jewish with like-minded people, to enjoy our culture together. Students who feel no conflict whatsoever between being Jewish and participating in everything that our multicultural society, diverse society has to offer. It's taken me 20 years to understand the meaning of the saying that's on your programs. It's attributed to Rabbi Hanina in the Talmud. I have learned much from my teachers, more from my colleagues, but most from my students. They take the best we have to offer them and reflect it back to us with all the love and trust that they have. And sometimes that love looks like a challenge. They might be safe enough to challenge us to test the boundaries because they know that they can learn about the world by trying new things with us and asking the awkward questions. So that's what I see, like when I look at the whole school all at once. Now we're going to land at the airport. We're on the ground, and I have words from a few of the 5th and 6th graders who have been through KBE for a lot of years already about what KBE looks like from the ground. And some of them were okay with reading in some of the group, and some were not, so I'm just going to read. There's 3 students who wrote something, and I'm going to read everybody's what they wrote. So this is what Mariana wrote, and she's in 6th grade this year. I really enjoyed Hebrew school this year. We learned about everything from midot, which are Jewish values, all the way to scapegoats. I really loved my teachers, and I'm excited for the B'nai Mitzvah class next year. Thank you so much to Mora Jody, Mora Lisa, Mora Chana, and Mora Abby. Molly Higgins wrote, I got Mora Mommy. Molly Higgins wrote, this year in Hebrew school, I enjoyed spending time in the kitchen. Setting up our own Seder was especially fun, and also making hamantashen. I learned about different foods that Jews eat around the world when we made Israeli charoset. The kitchen was really fun this year. And Mila Allenby, and I forgot to say Molly is in 5th grade, and Mila Allenby, also in 5th grade, wrote, I loved a lot of things about Hebrew school, but I especially liked all the projects we did to make learning fun. For example, we made bows and arrows for Lag BaOmer, we baked donuts for Hanukkah, and so many more cool crafts. This is one reason why I like Hebrew school. One of the fun things that they did this year was music with Charlie Miller, and Charlie is going to lead the students and you in a selection of songs, and I think you're going to invite some of the students up to help you lead us somewhat. All right, we have a handout to hand out, and I also have to say, Charlie, how many years have you been leading music for the Hebrew School?
Maybe 30, maybe 35 years, right here at Beth.
And Charlie, what I wrote down about you is building a community takes consistency, it takes hard work over your years, and your commitment to the TBE community is something to be emulated, that we should follow in your footsteps. So, with all that, Charlie Miller.
Well, that would be great. We have more here to pass around. Get someone from this side help pass them out. Go ahead. Come on up. Thank you. Make sure everybody gets one. So I have a question for you first, because what I really like to do is talk about the holiday cycle a little bit. And there is a holiday coming up. Now usually when I say there's a holiday coming up, everybody says it's every Friday night, Shabbat. Shabbat. But you and I know that it's not really a holiday, it's a holiday. But this week, boys and girls, there is another holiday coming just this very week. And it has to do with something that has to do with Moses going up on the hill, on the mountain, and the mountain was, please take one, the mountain of Sinai, and he went up this mountain and came down with something. What was it? Yes, sir, on the way back. The 10 Commandments. And that holiday that we have coming up Thursday, Friday, Saturday is, it begins with an S, not Shabbat. Shavuot. Oh, that's very smart, Rabbi. And so, wherever you go, whatever synagogue you visit, right on the bimah. What's the bimah? The bimah is a platform. Sometimes we read the Torah. You see the great menorah. That is the same menorah that you see when you see right outside the Knesset building in Israel. And the Aron HaKodesh. Does anybody know what the Aron HaKodesh is? Does anybody? We did this last week. What is the Aron HaKodesh?
You guys, wake up!
What's in that Aron HaKodesh there?
I'll show you. Oh, I know.
Yes.
Torah.
The Torah.
Oh my
So it is, the Aron HaKodesh means holy closet in Hebrew. It's the ark. It's the ark where we put the Torah. So the bimah is a platform where we read the Torah. We see the great menorah, the Aron HaKodesh too. It's where the rabbi stands over there, and the cantor sings, and we do all those things that are such fun to do. Because the bimah is a platform, we read the Torah, we see the great menorah, the Aron HaKodesh too. It's where the rabbi speaks, and the cantor sings. And we do all those things that are just fun to do. When I sing in synagogue, it always seems to me that standing know I never have drinks when I'm singing, but I'll tell you, my throat is a little bit off today.
Mine too. I think it's the flowers.
It is pollen. So we talked about Shavuot and the giving of the Ten Commandments. Does anybody know one of the commandments? Yes. Don't lie. Yes. A little louder. Yeah, don't take God's name in vain. Honor God. Yes, Sammy. Those two big ones. Number 4 is remember the Sabbath day and don't murder. Yes. Big one. That's number 5. And the first 4 between God and us. And the 5th one starts with us and the rest of the people around us. So honor your parents and your life will be long. Yes, ma'am. Yes, don't desire what your neighbor has. That's really good, yes. A marriage must be built on trust. Yes. Be careful of what you say because you could hurt somebody's feelings with words. Okay, last one. Loud. See from your diaphragm. Once more. Don't pray to idols. Honor God. Yes. So, all the kids know this song. So join with me, kids. 1, 2, 3, and find your song sheet. In case you don't know. When the madness of the world has gone, our Lord and deliverers, heart and soul, or plastic, all that the rescue can, so that all may understand. Everybody now, when my head goes up, you take a breath. When my head goes down, you start singing. And the madness of the world has gone, our Lord and deliverers, heart and soul, perfect. All that the rescue can, so that all may understand. Number 1. I am the Lord who set you free. 2. Have no other gods but me free. Always be careful of what you say. And 4. Remember the Sabbath day. Number 5, really important, and remember this one, boys and girls. Honor your parents and your life will be long. 6. Your mother is a terrible mom. 7. A marriage must be built on trust. Never steal, be honest and just. Number 9. Don't lie when you're on the witness stand. Desire what a neighbor has. All these words I will give, for they will help you. Everybody now. The here parables are the sayings, technically sayings of the fathers. I like to look at it as the sayings of our ancestors. And one of those ancestors who wrote in the Parabot was Rabbi Tarford.
My
And what
sister
he-
calls him Rabbi Carpo.
He did. And Rabbi Tarfon wrote what he wrote was Lo Alecha. It's on your song sheets also. And I'm going to ask the rest of the group, Mora Lisa, to come up and sing. Because I love this song. This is my favorite song of all time. It was written by Jeff Klepper and Dan Friedlander, also known as Kol Beseder. And this is a great song. And it's a lesson to live by. You don't have to finish every single job, but you have to begin each job and try your very best to do your very best. And this is Lo Alecha. It's very nice. We've done it a couple of times with the kids, and we'd love you guys to sing along with it. Grandma, do you know this song too?
I don't know, probably.
Okay. Now, if you guys sing this song nice and loud, I'll be able to do some harmony. So I'm wondering whether or not Mora Lisa and all of you could almost be as loud as I am. Give it a try. Take a breath. You can take them home with you. Now, I told the kids that every Shabbat I have a visitor who comes to my house every Shabbat. And what do you think that visitor, who do you think it is?
What?
A dinosaur.
Dinosaur?
A real imaginary dinosaur comes to my house every Shabbat.
Oh my God!
Every Shabbat.
Holy
And
cow.
you know what? There's a dinosaur. There's a dinosaur. This song is a song that you probably learned if you ever went to Saturday camp.
Yes.
And you maybe know some hand motions for it.
Yes.
Anybody know some hand motions? Come on up in the front. All right, boys and girls, the big deal here is, even though you're up front, you have to sing nice and loud. You all sing from your diaphragms and not from your throats, so we can hear you at the main mall, okay? And the words are very difficult to start. They go bim, bom, bim, 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 bom, bim, 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 bom.
Wait, I'm all confused. What are those words?
Bim,
Bim.
bom,
Bom.
bim, 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 bom.
Bim. Bom.
Almost right. And then there's Shabbat Shalom.
Oh, no, that part's impossible.
All right, you guys ready? 1, 2, 3, and bim, bom, bim, 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 bom, bim, 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 bum, 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 bim, bom, bim, 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 bom, bim, 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 bim. Everybody now, Shabbat Shalom. Shabbat, louder. Shabbat, 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 Shalom. Shabbat, Shalom. Shabbat, Shalom. Shabbat, 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 Shalom. Shabbat, 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 Shalom. Shabbat, Shalom. Shabbat, Shalom. Faster! I'm going to turn around for just a minute. We're going to learn something very quickly. Take your yod, and I want you to point to your af, your peh, your ozen, your ayin, and your regel. Okay? And your yod and your rosh. You guys all got that? Follow the leaders. Take your yod, and we're going to do a Hebrew singing game about the parts of our body. Well, af, peh, ozen, ayin, regel, af, peh, ozen, yad, rosh. Again, af, peh, ozen, ayin, regel, af, peh, ozen, yad, because every part of my body has a Hebrew name. Let's put them all together in a Hebrew singing game. Can you do it faster, guys?
Yes!
1, 2, 3, and af, peh, ozen, ayin, regel, af, peh, ozen, yad, again, af, peh, ozen, ayin, regel, af, peh, ozen, yad, let's hear it for our leaders. Okay, guys. So, Rabbi, what do the words, what do the words, Lo yisagoy el goy cherev, lo yimadu od milchama mean?
Oh my goodness. So it means that nation shall not lift up sword against nation, neither shall we learn war anymore. In other words, stop fighting already.
That's really good, Rabbi. Thank you. So,
Amy, are you talking about the Christians or siblings? I'm talking from body parts that fight against us, to siblings that fight against one another, to nations that fight against one another, to the world that seems to be fighting against itself. Stop it.
so this is a song that combines the Hebrew and the English. And I'm sure you've heard this song in English. It goes like this. I'm gonna lay down my sword and shield down by the riverside, down by the riverside, down by the riverside. I'm gonna lay down my sword and shield down by the riverside. I'm gonna study more into the Hebrew. Lo yisagoy el goy cherev, lo yimadu od milchama, lo yisagoy el goy cherev, lo yisagoy el goy cherev, lo yimadu od milchama, lo yisagoy el goy cherev. Now you know the same. I'm gonna lay down my sword and shield down by the riverside. Lay down my sword and shield down by
That's a big song when Charlie and I were young.
And even when I was younger than you were, Rabbi. So, boys and girls, ladies and gentlemen, I always end up my singing with one song, which is so much fun. There are hand motions, there are drums, and there are, the percussion instruments, and it's about the greatest king in the history of Israel. Does anybody know what the greatest king's name was? Yes. David. David Melech Israel. David, the greatest king of Israel. And he lives still. And we are told that Mashiach will be descended from David, the king of Israel. So I need people who know that hand motion first. Anybody need hand motion? On that side, please. Yeah, you don't need to play the instrument. Anybody play the instrument? All right. Anybody else? We have two more instruments up here. If anybody needs one, anybody want to sit with us in your seats? We have two. All right. David, Melech, Yisrael, Chai, Vikayom, David, the king of Israel, still the hand motions at the same time. That's a real benefit. So, fantastic, joyful summer. Maura, Abby, they're all yours.
Thank you so much, Charlie. Always a pleasure. Okay, we've come to everybody's favorite part, which is when your teachers say nice things about all the students. So I'm going to start with the pre-K and introduce Maura Amanda. And so Maura Amanda and the pre-K kindergarten Chaverim come up to the front. And when it's every class's turn, you'll come up to the front so that when the teacher calls your name, there's not a lot of back and forth. So let's get everybody up to the front here, and I'll say something nice about Maura Amanda too. Maura Amanda has so much initiative. That's her special skill, that she can look around, identify what needs to be done, and do it. And thank you so much for all that you've done for our students. And you have certificates. I will.
All right. Is Sarah in here? She was earlier. Maybe I'll do her next. Okay. Avi, here's a certificate for you. I've loved learning all about Teslas this year from you, Avi. I know if I have any questions about cars, you'd know the answer. You were a pleasure to have in class, and I loved hearing your stories. I hope you have a great time in first grade and have a good summer. Eli. Eli, you always knew just how to make everyone feel welcome in the classroom. You were so thoughtful, and you were a wonderful friend to your classmates. I hope you have a great summer. Lena, I'll come to you. Lena, I'm so glad you joined us this year. I loved seeing your smiling face walk into class and how much you enjoyed music with Charlie. I'm so glad that I get to have you as a student next year, too. Have a great summer. Sarah. Sarah, you are always my most energetic student, and I'm so jealous of your ability to stay awake so early in the morning. I'm so happy that I'll have you next year, too. Have a great summer. And then Sammy. Sammy, this is my second year that I got to have you. And I think this is the first year you knew my name. I've always enjoyed having you in our class. I love listening to you sing songs during music and in the classroom, and my favorite was from Matilda the musical. I hope you have a great summer. No? What? Lane. I gotta have to see that. I don't think it was.
Okay. We can always mail, anyone who's not here, we can mail them the things. All right, and I want to add that Sammy was also in Maura Debbie's class and also sat through all my bar mitzvah, like b'nai mitzvah tutoring, and also joined the 3rd through 6th graders for tefillot on Wednesdays. You just had like the whole Hebrew school. All right, now I'd like to invite the first grade up with Maura Rivka, Rebecca Rusoff, and Rebecca, we will miss you next year because you've been just terrific with the students. She made an Aleph Bet book with them that was sent home with a page for each letter of the Aleph Bet, and it was really something special, and we were really happy to have you. And if Mia Fishbein is here, I don't know if she's here. She can come up. I don't think so. Okay. All right, and the first graders, the same deal. Come sit in the front row so we don't have to walk back and forth.
Well, it was really wonderful to be a part of this community this year and to watch the children also become this beautiful community, and coming together on Wednesdays to watch them learn and play and get to know each other was a wonderful blessing for me. So as Maura Abby said, we learned the Aleph Bet this year and really learned so many Jewish values and talked about them. And one of the most beautiful parts of our day was doing the Shema and laying down and then excusing them. And the way they were excused was to speak one of the things that they think is beautiful after singing the Shema, and then they would go. So that's how I'm going to introduce them, is Max. Dogs are what he finds beautiful, and feeding animals is one of the Jewish values that he hopes to grow as he grows. Here you go, Max. It was wonderful to get to know each and every one of them. Serena. Serena's not here. Levi.
I'm over here.
Levi finds the air beautiful. Making the world more beautiful is one of the Jewish values that he hopes to grow. Picking up trash and planting trees. Levi, here you go. Shoshi. She finds bunnies beautiful. Now, again, this is just the very last thing that they said that they found beautiful. Every day they had such amazing things that they shared where they find beauty in the world. Bunnies. Giving tzedakah is one of the Jewish values that she hopes to grow. And watching people doing kind things to each other and to the earth. Joshi. Lucy. She finds the world beautiful. Helping animals and the plants are a Jewish value that she hopes to grow. And her smile. Beauty. Sybil. Sybil finds petals beautiful and being with friends. Picking up trash is one of the Jewish values that she hopes to keep growing. Sybil. Thank you, first grade.
I gotta say something about B. Don't worry, B, we didn't forget you. B, don't forget.
Oh, and yes.
You don't have to stand up here. You could stay where you are if you want, but I just want to say B learned the Aleph Bet too. She's in first grade and met with Ren on Sundays because he couldn't come Wednesdays. I just want to say to all the parents, like we can make lots of things work. And as far as I can tell, you learned almost all the letters of the Aleph Bet, and you have so much spirit and spunk and enthusiasm. I got to, I know you're being shy right now, but you've got a lot of energy, and I really like that. No? Anyway. Okay, now I'd like to invite the second grade class, Maura Debbie and our Madricha Gabby. And I want to say about Maura Debbie that you give 100% to everything you do. You never give up. You never let the little things slip. And little details do matter because to our students, they're not little details. It's really important to them. So that's something I noticed about you. And you're going to say something about Gabby. Okay. All right.
So, in no particular order, Rose, Chaya Reza. You ask wonderful questions and are so motivated to learn. You easily remember everything taught and bring a positive attitude to each class. Mazel tov. Charlotte, I love how you would take notes when Mora Michal visited and were such a conscientious student. You always sat next to me, and you were my first student whose mother I also taught back in 1994. Mazel tov. Yonina Sawyer. You have been a polite, respectful student and a role model to all. You have a lot of Jewish knowledge which you readily share and are a quick learner. Mazel tov. Davida, you've been a welcome addition to this class and have connected with many former classmates from the JCA. You have brought high energy, fun and joy to our class. You easily remember everything taught. Mazel tov. Simcha, your hand was always up and ready to contribute. You made our class a fun place with your enthusiasm and great sense of humor. Mazel tov. Aliza, Ellie, you've been a quiet, calming presence in our very active class. You have stayed focused and are always on task. You always try your best. Mazel tov. And not with us today are Anna, Ben, Addison, and George. And last but not least, Gabriella. I have been so lucky to have you for the past 2 years as my madricha, and I hope you'll continue on next year. You are responsible, kind, and so patient with everyone, and have been a tremendous help. It seems like only yesterday you were in my second grade classroom. Toda Rabbah. Thank you, guys.
You know, I just want to say, I get in some of the classes some of the time. And I was last in more Debbie's classes, amazing class. And we were talking about, we were supposed to talk about Shavuot. But actually, we started to talk about God. And God's gender. And I'm telling you, it was the most philosophical, amazing discussion I've ever had with some proving to me that God was a he, some proving to me that God had no, well, it was like they or something, but he wasn't sure because there was no gender there. And others, you know, whatever, he's fine. So those are the kind of conversations that get to happen in the Hebrew school. So I just wanted to say that because it was very exciting.
Thank you. Before we leave the first and second grade, I want to mention Mora Michal. Michal, does everybody know Michal? Because she's been teaching in our Hebrew school for a long time, and Michal is going to be our first grade teacher next year. And Michal, I wanted to say that you make learning Hebrew fun. Michal taught Hebrew to our first and second graders this year as a specialist, and our students have learned so much from you, and I look forward to next year. Okay. All right. Now we're moving to the 3rd through 6th graders. I think you guys have all the students, all their certificates all mixed up, right? Even though it's not by class. You divided them? Okay, in that case, let's have the 3rd and 4th graders up first. And Jacob. Okay, all right. Then all the 3rd through 6th graders come on up. Okay. And some of our madrichim are not here today, Jacob Kelly and Ren Friedenreich, but Moss is here and Ella. All right.
I guess I'll start. I have to pull up my notes. Okay, Eric. You always try to have fun. You have a talent for tricks, such as bottle flipping and catching a Rubik's Cube on the visor of your hat. Not to mention solving two sides of the Rubik's Cube. I admire your talent. I look forward to seeing you in class next year. Teddy, it took a while for me to get to know you, but once I did, I learned you are creative and clever. You enjoy building Rube Goldberg structures, and you are very patient when it comes to speaking in Spanish with me. My Spanish is very rusty. I look forward to seeing you next year. No, I tried to separate them. Mila, there you are. You are no doubt passionate about learning, and you always seem to enjoy class. You are motivated to learn and study even without being asked, and always strive for precision. Even during the last week of class, you were determined to complete the translations we didn't get to the week before. I look forward to seeing you in class next year. Theo. Is he here? That's okay. He's coming. Okay, Theo, you are not a traditional student, which is not a bad thing. You enjoy learning by listening, reading, and observing. I appreciate and am often surprised by the informative insight you add to discussions, especially when it's related to mythology of any kind. I wish you the best of luck studying for your bar mitzvah. Here's your certificate. Ray, you are a unique individual. Sometimes you are quiet, and other times, let's just say you are not. I appreciate your willingness to volunteer to lead prayers during tefillot services. You have a wonderful sense of humor and passion for Broadway musicals that brings life to the classroom. Don't forget that electric pencil sharpeners are not meant for mechanical pencils. I wish you the best of luck studying for your bat mitzvah. Zara, that is you. You are very inquisitive, which means you always ask questions. And usually I don't know how to answer them. You stick with your morals, such as coming up with specific reasons why tying shoelaces is unethical. You always volunteer to read the English introduction to the prayers that we learn, as long as I fill in the Hebrew words, which has become a thing. I will miss you very much and hope you will be a madricha in my class next year, even though singing would be involved, audibly. I wish you the best of luck studying for your bat mitzvah. And Moss. I appreciate you taking the time out of your very, very busy schedule to help out in the classroom. You are very creative and enjoy making class fun. You suggested that the students act out the vocabulary words when we were doing the flashcards, which I think they had a lot of fun doing. And whenever I need a game last minute, you could always come up with something and run it and take initiative, and very much appreciated. Thank you very much.
Wait, Lisa, don't go anywhere. I just want to say I appreciate how organized you are. I appreciate that you care about every student's success, and I'm a little hard to do this with a large child on me, and that you go the extra mile for your students. I really notice and appreciate that, so thank you. All right.
Boker Tov, everyone. Today is a very special day. It's Rosh Chodesh, the beginning of a new month, the month of Sivan. I teach 3rd through 6th grade, and we play a lot with Hebrew words. And what I do usually at the end of the year, what I'm going to do is to take each one's name, Hebrew name, and we are going to identify, as you will see. I'm going to start with Joel, and your Hebrew name is Yoel, exactly. Yoel, you have a very special name. And what I did, I took your name, and it begins with letter what? Yud, great. And there is something that we've done in our class. Every day we come, we sing something that is called the 10 plagues. And it's called Yud is 10 in Hebrew. As you know, letters are numbers, and Yud are Eser Makot, the 10 plagues. So that's what you have in your name. And Aleph is the first letter in the Hebrew alphabet. I'm sorry, I'm going to go to Yoel. There is a Vav, and Vav means and. And Aleph, Ohev et Abriot, you are very kind to everyone around you. And the last letter in your name is Lamed. And Lamed, you are very kind-hearted. And Lamed stands for Lev Tov. You have a very good heart. I have enjoyed having you in my class, and I wish you a great summer. All right. Delphin, and I call you Duma. Duma is your Hebrew name. And Duma, you make my day when I come on Wednesday. After a very long day, you're there with a smile, and it's just great. And Duma, your name begins with letter Dalet, and Dalet stands for Derech Eretz Kadma La Torah. And you are truly, and what does it mean? It means proper behavior precedes the learning of the Torah. When we have proper behavior, that is everything. And that is you, Duma. Great positive attitude in the class. And of course, Duma, there is a Vav, and Vav in Hebrew language means and. And then Mem stands for mitzvot. You love to do the mitzvot. And Hey is the last letter in your Hebrew name. And Hey, I chose Harbe Nachat. You're true, full of nachas for your parents. And I enjoyed having you in my class this year, and I wish you a great summer. I come now to Laila. Laila, I found out the other day that you have two names, Laila Gila. And we talked about Gila. Gila means joy. So, let me get to the right one. You bring lots of joy in our class, and you have a lot of knowledge that you share with us. And I took your Hebrew name, Laila. Laila, Lamed stands for Lomedet, you love to learn. Yud stands for the 10 Commandments, as we are coming to the holiday of Shavuot. and you love the holiday of Lag BaOmer. That's your second lamed in your name. And the last letter is a hey. Hey, I call it ha mitzvah, the mitzvah. Hey before a Hebrew word means the. I love having you in my class this year, and I wish you a great summer. Thank you. Okay. We go to Lila. Lila. Hebrew name? Malka.
No, my first name? My Hebrew name is Abby.
Did I make a mistake on this?
Abby's mom.
Oh, I didn't. Okay.
Okay. What?
Lila is my Hebrew name. She's Malka.
Right, exactly. Okay. Lila, a second Lila in my Hebrew school class. And Lila means night, but from night, darkness, you turn into light and brings a lot of light and joy in our class. And I have had you for a few years, and I enjoy having you in my class. Thank you, thank you. Have a great summer. Okay, Mia. Hi, Mia. You're right here. Mia Laura. So for your name, Mia, I have Mem is for Mayim, water. And Yud are for the 10, again for the 10 commandments. And Hey, the last, is for Hashem, God. And your name is really connected to the holiday of Shavuot, which is coming right this week. Water, the Torah is compared to Mayim. We Jews cannot live without Mayim, which is water. The same way like fish, which cannot live without water, we Jews cannot live without Torah, which is our Torah guide. Mia, you were great, and I love how you write script. You're amazing, and I wish you a great summer. All right, I'm going now to Nora. Malka. We have a second Nora.
Two Lilas, two Malkas, and
Okay, Malka. Let me get to the right one. Here we go. Okay, Malka, you're a real queen and carry your name so well, just like Queen Esther. And you know that we're just coming from Shabbat. And what is Shabbat called? Shabbat HaMalka, Shabbat the Queen. And each day of the week has a partner. And who is the partner of Shabbat, the Queen? We Jews. We are the partner with the Shabbat which comes every week. And so, looking at the word Malka, Mem for mitzvot, loving doing mitzvot, Lamed, Lomedet Tov, you learn very well. And Noah came to my class this year and has learned so quickly. You're amazing. And Chav, Kol Yom, every day. And for Hey, the last letter in your name is HaTorah. As we come to the holiday of Shavuot, we celebrate the Torah and has 5 books of the Torah. Malka, I wish you a fantastic summer. Good job. All right. And I come now to Isaac. Isaac Yitzchak. How do you spell your name?
Well, depending on how, if it's English.
No, Hebrew. You know, I talk Hebrew. Well, it begins with. Okay, very close. Pretty good, pretty good. Yud. Well, Yitzchak, you begin with letter Yud, and Yud means Yodeya Harbeh. You know a lot, and you share a lot in my class. Tzaddik means righteous, loves to do the mitzvah of tzedakah, tzaddik et tzedakah. You bring righteousness in the class and around you. And chet, in your, not hey, but chet, the real ch, stands for chagim. We Jews have a lot of holidays. And the last letter of your name, kuf, means koreh yafeh. You read beautifully, and I'm so proud of you. And I wish you a great summer. Okay, I think that's it. I got it all.
Okay, and thank you, Mora Khana. I want to say that you go over and above for your students, like all of our teachers, and I appreciate how you recognize every student's individual neshama. It really shows, especially in the comments that you made today. Toda rabah. Okay, and Mora Jody has the rounding it out for our students.
Hi, everybody. So I teach 3rd through 6th grade. I teach Judaics, Jewish holidays, Jewish values. We do a lot of fun activities. I'm sure you've heard about the cooking activities. My husband is an executive chef and has donated his time to come in and have some great fun with the students. I think the highlight of our year was the Passover Seder. That was a lot of fun, and I hope that we can build on that next year. I really wanted to take a moment and speak about my madrich, Jacob Kelly. He is not here today because his bar mitzvah was yesterday, but he did a phenomenal job, and I didn't want this moment to pass without saying something. I would have said more if he was here, but I feel like I have to say something, so I will start with Michael. Michael, I can always count on you to diffuse an awkward situation in our class because you always know the perfect thing to say. You are the true definition of a mensch in every way. I hope you have an incredible trip to Israel, a fantastic summer, and I will see you next year in the 5th grade. Abby. Now, Abby, I can usually count on you to know the answer to every question that I ask in class. Even when I try to stump you guys, you always seem to have the right answer. And it's been really interesting this year teaching you in one class and your sister in another, because oftentimes you both give me the same answers. I hope you have a great summer, and I will see you next fall. Is Alexis not here? Okay, we'll put Alexis's aside. Mariana. Come on up here, Mariana. You come to class every week with the biggest smile on your face. You literally light up the room. And maybe next year you'll remember to bring me a Starbucks too. I hope you have a wonderful summer, and I am really going to miss you next year, but stop by and say hi. Marty. Marty, just like your older brother, your wit and dry sense of humor always cracks me up, and half the time I don't know if you mean to be funny, but you are. You truly have a hidden comedic talent, and I will really miss you next year, so I hope you at least stop by to say hi. Have an awesome summer, and good luck preparing for your bar mitzvah. Oh, Nora is not. Oh, okay. Maddie, you're next. Maddie, I always enjoy seeing your fancy fashion choices and your pretty fingernails. I will admit I was a bit worried we might find one in the Haroset. I truly enjoy having you in class, and I look forward to seeing you next year. I hope you have a wonderful summer.
And Mora Rabbi Jody, I want to say to you that you make the extra effort to see the best in your students, to see things from their perspective, and especially this year I saw your efforts to bring out the best in your students by adapting your lessons to their needs instead of the other way around. And I really appreciate that.
Thank you.
I have a few more people I need to mention. Ella. Ella did tutoring for us, and for Ella, I want to say, I wanted you to know that you made a difference this year. Even if it seemed hard, if it didn't seem always like a smooth path, we value inclusion at KBE of all students and all types of learners because every child deserves our best efforts for a Jewish education, and you really took that seriously, so thank you. A couple more people to recognize. So Anna is here, Anna Zucker. I want everyone to know that Anna learned this year with Mora Michal instead of being at KBE, and we're happy to see you here today with us. Jenny Schwartz, oh my God, Shapiro, Zucker, Schwartz, Shapiro, is the teacher of our teen leadership cohort. So the students here who are helpers in the school were in her class, and also some other students who are not here today did some other things to volunteer for either the temple or other organizations to make the world a better place. I clearly have to wrap it up. And 7th grade students, Rafi and Whitman. Do you want to come up here? So as if you haven't been praised, lauded, and extolled enough at your B'nai Mitzvah. Rafi, because they had class, everybody should know that the 7th graders don't just have lessons, they also have a class. So they're doing a double thing every year. Rafi, I want to say, every child and parent, like every mother should have the privilege of teaching their child and have said their child be such a great student. It's a hard thing to be a mom and a teacher, and you handled that very sensitively from me and spoke up when you needed to. Whitman, I admire your enthusiasm, and you really made a difference in the atmosphere of the class, like by getting everybody gung-ho about participating every week, and we enjoyed your baked goods very much. All right. My worst fear is forgetting anybody, so if anybody feels like they have not been thanked adequately, now's your time to raise your hand. And, Chef Elliott did a lot of, without really taking front and center, did a lot of, Chef Elliott, we also have a token of appreciation for you. And with that being said, I'm going to turn it over to the rabbi.
Okay, listen everybody, you're tired, you've come here, you've heard about everybody. I have one big other thank you, but I also want to thank you parents, I want to thank you kids. If you ever feel like, oh, I'm alone, nobody loves me, my parents are driving me insane, all I want to do is talk to Rabbi Braun and go out and have a good time. I want you all to know how much we love you and how much we respect you. And really, I just can't say that enough. If there's one thing you get out of Temple Bethel, it's that we love you. So speaking of love, I also want to thank Abby, Mora Abby, who has directed this incredible group for how many years?
This is 7, the end of 7.
7 years. So 7's a pretty holy number. So I have this card for her that said, "Blessed are you who causes parents to rejoice with children." Not only is Abby a great leader and a great teacher, but she's also a great parent as she does all these things. So I said, first and foremost, thank you. Thank you for being a great director. Thank you for being a great role model. Thank you for all the extra things you do. Thank you for listening to me and considering my thoughts. And just a really big thank you. And so as a thank you to Mora Abby and to Jeff, we are giving them a gift certificate to Surly. When you thought that I was just asking what is a good place to eat. And so there's enough there for you to eat and hopefully to drink and to celebrate all the wonderfulness that you bring to us.
Thank you, Rabbi.
Thank you.
There are refreshments. My only request is if you don't need the gluten-free, dairy-free, nut-free plate, then because there's only one plate of that. So just leave that for the people who have special dietary things. Have a great summer, everybody. Thank you.
Yes, Rabbi. Yes. Oh, yeah. You're right. You're right.
Until you said it, only because I find myself and that's really good enough. It reminds me of Solka.
Which what everybody did for Danny Epstein. You know, Danny made nothing.
Think of Danny a lot. What was her name? Solka?
Florine?
Huh?
Florine?
Florine. How could I have forgotten that? So we were leaving here. We were leaving the sanctuary. It was like a brutally hot day. And we were outside, and she goes, I told them they didn't need air conditioning, and I was right. They should never have put air conditioning in the building.
Well, Rabbi, I remember the day that Bill Cohen. You remember old Billy? You know, maybe.
I didn't, but I've heard all sorts of things about him.
He said to me, I don't want you to use any of the temple's money for an endowment campaign. And I said, okay, but tell you what, Bill, if fire was guaranteed to give X dollars each, and it doesn't cost more than that for the campaign, will you give us your blessing? And he said yes. And so that was the only way I was able to get Billy, because he was, you know, getting this slick guy from Florida to run the campaign, Chuck Wolf.
Yeah.
I mean, he said, we could do it ourselves. And the answer is you can never.
You can hardly ever do it yourself.
Very rare. But Billy was putting it.
Fortunately, we're able to, I hope, we're going to be able to do it for this park. But
Oh, I hope so.
yeah, the park's that's going to be great. Actually, Mary Friedman said that they want to consider donating to that.
Oh, I hope so. That would be nice.
It'd be kind of perfect.
Yeah.
I mean, not the temple part, but the community stuff and accessibility and yeah.
I agree. You know, Mary is a very sweet. I like Mary. Very smart, very sweet, and very patient.
I think over this, maybe she was kind of a saint.
Yeah, I think so.
I don't know. I didn't really know anything about it. I knew
It was terrible.
just a very little bit, but
Yes. Take care, Rabbi.
you too, Charlie. Thank you.
Yep.
Only if you want to walk home.